Boris. I am Gobina Boris from Cameroon. I'm a professional painter from Cameroon. Boya to be precise. Okay, how did I get into the art of painting? Well, I always loved drawing right from a very young age. I always loved drawing. I drew in almost all of my books when I was in the primary school. There was this show that the Brazzers de Cameroon brought up to Boya. It was called the Crayon de Juno. I was opportune to attend this show once. I saw artists painting, drawing, and some were doing comic books. I was so in I was in love with the show. So I went back home and I told my parents like, hey, mom and dad, I would like to attend this show because it's once every week. That's every Saturday of the week. So I enrolled in the show. And unfortunately for me, that was the last year for the show to take place in Boya. So I kept on pushing myself. I met other big artists like Max Sakolyonga, Beth Lyonga, and also I have bigger friends who started the painting before me. So I was always strongly behind them until here I am today. Well, what does it take to become a painter? Okay. To me, it doesn't really have to do much. Like, so long as you have the passion and you have the love for the art, you can become a painter. You can learn. Even on you can become a self-taught painter. You must not necessarily become a hyper realist or a surrealist, or you can just flow with the art so long as you have the passion in you. How can I define my art? Well, personally, I do plastic art. I am painting on canvas, and I use both acrylic and oil paints on canvas. And most of my works talk about the underprivileged children. I'm trying to bring out the situation of which we are in right now, because what I paint mostly, I paint the things I see around me. So my paintings talk about the underprivileged children, these kids who really never had the opportunity to enjoy their childhood while growing up. These kids who their civic rights are seized from them. Some of them are not opportunities to go to school. Some of them are like the what's going on now. Some of these children are actually into this. They have joined some of these groups, like these armed groups and all that. And just because of that, you see some of them finding themselves in some situations of which is not healthy for them. So I'm trying to bring out or portray that aspect through my artworks. Can one make a living out of painting? Sure, one can make a living out of painting. Like I always tell my colleagues, I for one, I don't really paint for the money. I actually paint because I have the passion for it. And once you have the passion for it, there is a probability that you last long in the field and the money is going to be consistent. But if you paint for the money, it shows that maybe when there is no opportunity for you to paint, then you're definitely going to stop and leave the work. It's obvious one can make a living from the painting. My best ever painted work. My best ever painted work, I think, is the first painting I ever did, of which is a painting. It's on my profile picture on Facebook presently. I regret selling that art so much because I realized how much that art meant to me a few months after I sold it. Well, the painting talked about a little child, because you know, children are gifts from God. It was a painting of a child with water droplets on his face, and then underneath the child you had two calabash with water entering one and pouring into the other one. That shows children are gifts from God. And when we have such gifts like that, it's good to share it to the community or to our general surrounding so we can grow in love, peace, and unity. That was just what the painting was talking about. So to me, that's my best ever sold painting. How can one contact me? My phone number is 650-188-375. And on Facebook, you can get me Gobina Boris. That's my Facebook. And on Instagram, so you can also get me from Gobina Boris. That's my Instagram. My advice to the youths, well, it's not much, but all I have to tell you guys out there is whatever you put your hands on, you should concentrate on it. You shouldn't let go because maybe your friends are ahead of you, you think you're not making it. No, it's not true. You should just concentrate on the lane of which you started in, and it's going to yield you good fruits. I'll just want to say thank you first of all to God for giving me the talents that I have, and it's kind of paying off. I also want to say thank you to my family. They've been supportive morally, financially, especially to my elder sister, Gobina Charlotte, of which you all know. I also want to say thank you to my friends, because they're also behind me. Every bit of the day, they are behind me. I also want to say thank you to myself because there's never been a day that I thought of giving up. Like, never for once I've ever thought of giving up. So I think I'm one of the motivational, in fact, I'm a motivation to myself.